What's going down, everybody? This is Brother Stavanius, Command Center Wargaming. Fantastic, everybody. So today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the top 9 Space Marine killers according to Games Workshop. That's right, the people who write and create the game have basically put together a bit of a hit list or a unit to hit on the Space Marines because apparently they're doing really, really well in the meta. Now, to the meta, okay, speaking about the meta, I'd just like to bring up a point. So I've noticed in a lot of other videos lately, also by looking at some of the results now that people are actually playing the game a lot more, that Blood Angels are actually starting to creep up in the top meta. Gee whiz. If anybody watches the channel, you subscribe to the channel, you will know that about 3 weeks ago, I put up a video talking about Blood Angels being the top army in Warhammer. I maintain that. And I think they've got a lot more to show for as people keep playing and work through the books. It's also come out now that I think Auspex Tactics have rated them second, pending first, depending on how their units go, if they get the same units as the other Space Marines get in the new Codex coming out. And also there's some other channels too which completely omitted Blood Angels. No offense, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, I was the only one who said Blood Angels. And here we go, just like the Iron Hands, just like the Helldrakes, just like the Salamanders, just like all those other times, it looks like I was correct again. That's probably because I actually work in games and I actually create games and I know about mechanics and I'm not just there for clickbait videos. Alright, so anyway, if you are into the channel and you want to support the channel, no shills, no frills channel, please consider sharing the video and subscribing to the channel. If you don't like this video, maybe share another video. Fantastic, and if you don't, thank you for dropping past anyway. So let's get into it. The top 9 Space Marine killers. Alright, so number 1 is the Exocrine for the Tyranids. Now, there's another one as well called the Venanthrope, or the Toxocrine actually, sorry, not the Exocrine, the Toxocrine. The Toxocrine is brutal as well. I've had a lot of power armor kills with that thing. It will absolutely destroy Terminators as well, so that's something to give a try. But the Exocrine is really, really good as well. So let's see what GW have to say about it. So the Hive's Mind's answer to Space Marines. This tough and mobile firebase has a multi-shot, 2 damage weapon that'll crack power armor like nobody's business. Now, you will notice a pattern here, okay, going on through this video in terms of most of these weapons, if not all of these units and weapons, have 2 damage, right, to break through those 2 wounds of the Space Marines, which is key. Now, a lot of people are saying that, like, you know, they're a bit butthurt right now that Space Marines are top of the meta. Look, it's not just because I'm a Space Marines player, okay, but I think I'm pretty cool with Space Marines being on top for a bit. They haven't been, they were at the mid tier for a long, long time. And they've only really been top tier again for about 6 months because, you know, 9th edition, it's all been happening about a year, but, you know, 6 months of that year, well, games haven't been played, have they? So, so I'm well and good with Primaris giving it a run. And to be honest, you know what, guys? I don't actually think that the Space Marines are overpowered at all. I just think that the Space Marines have bought up, and a lot of the Xenos players and alternate race players are now just having to go through, and it's just not as easy for them to auto win because the games actually become more balanced now, in my opinion. You know, that's just my opinion. I guess I could say by my track record, I'm usually right. But anyway, all good. So even Assault offers no salvation from the Exocrine's scorching fusillades with damage 2 in melee and the ability to fire at point-blank range in the new edition, which is really good. Also, consider having some Terminauts or some Gene Stealers running around in the background, sort of backing this unit up a bit. I'd consider even running 3 of them because they've got really good range as well, and having a little bit of a fire base for these guys, okay? Because you can outrange these pretty Space Marines pretty easy unless the Space Marine player is smart and they run a Contemptor with 2 las or something like that, like I said in my last video. But, you know, whatever, like, what would I know, right? So, Helldrakes. Here's another unit I've been talking about for the last 2 years, which I got ridiculed about. And even now, GW is coming out and saying they're awesome. Our reasons are probably different. I'd say GW wants to sell these now. Might have been, because I think they're an awesome unit and have been for ages. Their ability to get across a table as a harassment unit is fantastic, and I think that people who've complained about this unit just haven't played it correctly. This unit isn't about deleting other units. What it's about mobility, it's about harassing the player in their deployment zone, okay, and tying certain vehicles up as well, or tying mid-tier sort of heavy armor infantry units up, stopping them from being able to take action, right? This is what this unit's about. It's not the cheapest unit, but for a flyer, it's pretty cheap. All right, and as long as if you're going on, you're tying up a 200-point tank with this Predator tank or something like that, then you are already earning your points back from this unit, as far as I'm concerned. And you have that mobility and flexibility as well, which is the basis on which what I've deemed 9th edition to be the core mechanics of. Okay, so it's all about maneuverability, okay, being able to get your units out there, take the points. All right, so let's see what GW have to say about it. However, you arm the Helldrake, it'll be dealing a hefty 2 damage to power armored foes. The bonkers mobility of this demonic dragon means it'll be in your Adeptus Astartes playing opponent's deployment zone in the first turn or 2. The fact that it's also a cracking Space Marine Slayer in close combat is just the icing on the cake, right? So think about this, right? You got a squad of Hellblasters, squad of 10 Hellblasters up the back, okay? Would I throw my Helldrake into them, and would it be worth me tying that up? I'd say it would be. So once again, everybody, a massive overlooked unit. I remember putting a list up last year or so, whatever, and some players might have watched one of my videos. I don't know, but it was funny because it was the same exact list I was talking about, and they won. I think they came 3rd at the LVO using Helldrakes and Death Guard units. But anyway, rolling on. I'm no Custodes player with a twirly moustache from my bedroom, I suppose. So what would I know? Games Workshop don't send me books, so I guess I don't know anything about it. I don't win any painting competitions over Forge World either. But if you type my stuff, if you type up Alpha Legion Spartan, or Alpha Legion Fire Raptor, or Alpha Legion Dreadnought, or Alpha Legion Terminators, or Alpha Legion whatever, all of my stuff always ranks between 1 to 4 in the Google search. So, you know, what would I know, everybody? So all good. Ravagers, so these are epic. They always have been epic. Really, really powerful unit. I've been smacked a lot of times with these. Very, very good range on these. Very high AP weapon as well. Okay, armed with a trio of 2 disintegrators, it'll turn any Space Marine squad into molten ceramite soup, and it certainly does that. And it is also fast, and with its shielding and things like that, it's pretty strong as well. All right, so yeah, Demon Princes, okay, so Demon Princes are strong. They've always been strong. They're still strong, to the point where last edition, they had to be nerfed to the point where people were running whole armies of Demon Princesses. But it's a thing with Chaos, right? So with Chaos Space Marines, I feel as though, in my opinion, Chaos Space Marines, don't rule them out either. Chaos Space Marines, they're not as easy to use as Loyalist Space Marines. I feel as though Loyalist Space Marines, you know, their abilities are a lot more direct and easier to use for beginner players. Whereas Chaos, I still have a place for Chaos, especially Alpha Legion Chaos, which is the army that I run. They're more powerful than Primaris, in my opinion. It's just that they take a lot more micromanagement and a lot more strategy to get going. It's kind of like the whole Ryu Guile thing from Street Fighter. You know, beginner players will find it easy to fight with Ryu, but more experienced players will actually do better with Guile because he's a better unit, he's a better character. If you look at some of the more recent Street Fighter tournaments, stuff like that, you will see that Guile actually wins more games than Ryu. Anyway, you can do a Google on that, but it's around. So anyway, also Prescience, still one of the most powerful psychic powers in the game, in my opinion. And Chaos Space Marines, don't rule them out. You know, they're awesome. Now, remember as well, normal Chaos Space Marines, as far as I know, they're going up to 2 wounds as well, because GW said it's all Space Marines, not just Primaris or not just Loyalist Space Marines. It's all Space Marines are now getting 2 wounds. So that essentially means that Chaos actually have Primaris Marines nearly now. Because remember, Chaos Space Marines have a lot more weapons options than Primaris Marines as well in their tacticals. That was always their thing. Now they're going to go up to 2 wounds. So, yeah, they're going to be awesome. The stats are the same. But anyway, you know, Demon Princes, definitely. This is a unit I haven't seen much of, but I'll take their word for it. Megaknobs with kill saws. Move over Beakies. There's a new power armored elite in town, the Megaknobs with kill saws, boasts massive strength and that all-important damage 2, with the option of using the hit 'em hard stratagem to bring them up to damage 3 for foes like aggressors or Adeptus Custodes. Yep, 100%, and this is why I don't rate Custodes to be top tier. I rate them maybe 2 in 40k. The reason is because we just got too much going on that'll get through their wounds now, apropos this unit, many others. Also, the mobility thing with Custodes as well. Okay, so there you go. The next one, the Triarch Praetorians. Okay, so these were always good, but it looks like they're getting a further buff. So the new Necron Codex, the Rod of Covenant wielded by the Triarch Praetorian, is going up to damage 2 in melee and shooting, ideal for when the Silent King commands that an objective be reclaimed from some power armored whippersnappers. Right, so once again, that whole damage 2 thing going on. Okay, here we go. Chaos Space Marine, Heavy Bolters, Havoc's implied. Me personally, with my Chaos Space Marines Alpha Legion, my squads will be mixes of Roto Cannons and Heavy Bolters, because now for the points economy, Heavy Bolters are really fantastic with their buffs, okay? So Heavy Bolters are great. They're about to get even better, whether they're being wielded by Havoc's or deployed by Gene Stealer Cults and Astra Militarum. Heavy weapons teams, this humble weapon is ideal for cutting down Space Marines. Now, to my knowledge, they're going up to 2 damage, which is a Heavy Bolter, which is going to smack it, so that'll be good. Gene Stealer Cults, apparently not doing so well right now in the meta of games that we have played, but I still wouldn't write them off. I think that, you know, once people start, you know, exploring more avenues and using, you know, some of these altered weapons profiles that they're bringing out, like, for example, the Heavy Bolters and things, I think that we could see a resurgence in Gene Stealer Cults. So, you know, don't throw your Gene Stealer Cults out just yet. They're newer models, which is why I think Games Workshop will keep them up there. All right, so yeah, but anyway, with armies investing heavily in 2 damage weapons, you won't just need a plan to kill Space Marines, you'll need to weather the kind of firepower your friends will be packing. Aberrants are the perfect option, being both durable against damage 2 shots and having great smashing abilities. So fantastic, definitely those guys. And Blade Guard Veterans, so, you know, kill Space Marines, to kill Space Marines, send Space Marines. That was the whole idea behind the Space Wolves, right? That was the point of their chapter, and it was we went through a whole millennium of this in 30k, Space Marine versus Space Marine, which is what people would say. A lot of people say that 30k is just Space Marine versus Space Marine. I disagree with that quite heavily, but that's another video for another time. So Blade Guard Veterans, all right, we all know about these guys. I did a video of these guys with Blood Angels, but the whole deal is, everybody, remember, if you got an Imperial army, you can always ally some of these guys into them. So you can always take, you know, if you've got a Custodes army, you can ally in some of these Blade Guard Veterans as Blood Angels or Space Wolves or whatever it is you want to do. If you've got a Imperial Guard army, you could, or Astra Militarum, you could basically go through and ally these guys in, have a small detachment of Blood Angels or Space Wolves or whatever it is you want to do, White Scars. Okay, so yeah, 2 damage once again. It's the whole 2 damage thing. Okay, so fantastic, everybody. Look, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to thumbs up the video, like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed it, please consider sharing the videos. Fantastic, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.